Now he's taking a photo.
Okay.
This is the strangest studio.
Nice, huh? Tonight, we have a program in English. Yes, I'm talking English right now. It's not really any Dutch, and it's also, for the time being, impossible to phone. But later you can phone in, and only, that's very important, if you are listening to the radio. Because many people are listening to internet, to willemderidder.com, and those people actually can hear the program, and some people in America and even in India are listening right now. Because tonight we're going to talk with U.G. Krishnamurti. And I've talked with him before, and he has told me quite some incredible stories, and we'll try to repeat them. So we go on where we stopped last time, and of course, if you are interested in some of the earlier stories, we will probably play them a little later, so and announce them so you don't miss them, you know, and can listen to it. So if you listen to willemderidder.com, where you can listen to the stream and you can actually see him too, yeah, because we have a little camera here, and I put my fingers in front of it now. There's a little webcam, and there you see Mr. Krishnamurti sitting, yes, with the microphone in his hand. Yeah, very good. See if I can fade in a little bit. What's happening right now? No, that's not working. No, okay. Change this. Good. Change this a little bit. It's nice radio, this, huh? This is preparing for the show. This is better, a little bit. Huh? Good. So if you are listening to willemderidder.com on the stream, as it's called, and you're going to phone by a normal phone, it's impossible to talk. Because you're going to hear this sound a little later than we actually transmit it. And sometimes with some delays, there can be like half a minute difference. So you imagine, of course, if you ask a question and we have to wait for half a minute before we understand you, and you have to wait for half a minute before we can answer, that's impossible. So only when you're in Amsterdam and surroundings, because we're on Dutch Amsterdam radio, you can phone in and you can talk, but later when I tell you. Okay, that's it. I'm going to take this microphone in my hand too, so we can look at each other. Yes, this is radio. So, okay, good. So, and what's your name?
Mitra.
Mitra is sitting behind the chat. If you want to chat too, you can. You know, there's on willemderidder.com you can find where to chat, and then you can ask questions on the site. And Mitra, if he sees them, then he tells us if it's an interesting question, or he answers you. Okay, keeps you updated about what's happening in the studio. So that's about it. Now. So welcome back in Amsterdam. I just heard that 50 years ago you were here for the first time.
Yes.
50 years ago.
50 years ago. A long time ago.
So we have a jubilee.
A golden jubilee.
Golden jubilee talk today.
Not on the radio or television studios.
No. This is actually the perfect studio for you.
Perfect.
Couldn't be better.
I have been everywhere in the world.
Yeah.
I've appeared on television and radio, but this is something unique, unparalleled.
Yeah.
But I feel quite at home.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I spent most of my life in a cave, and then I find myself in a cave now after 70 years.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, it's actually, it used to be
And it is as
a safe.
Yes, and it is as cold as it was there. And probably a little bit colder.
Yeah, it's quite warm here.
Quite warm. What a way to begin this interview.
Yeah, it's not really an interview. It's more like a little talk together, you know. Let's keep it as informal as possible. Because what we are doing, of course, is we're using words to try to get close to something that more and more people are trying to get close to. And yet all those words we learn by heart, say taught to us by other people. And now we know that we think that they mean something or so. And we use all those words and those ideas, you know. And then it turns out that they're all basically, I always call them lies.
Not necessarily. We have become wordsmiths like jewelers.
Wordsmiths.
Yeah, like blacksmith, goldsmith, coppersmith.
Yeah.
And we all have become jewelers of a different sort. And this can be described as, you see, as I said before, as wordsmiths. We are all wordsmiths. We have become past masters in this game.
Yeah.
Haven't we?
Oh, absolutely.
I'm not referring to you, but in particular.
I'm a storyteller. I mean, I'm one of the few people that calls himself a storyteller. You know.
What people like, you see.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But aren't we telling ourselves stories too?
Yeah, we always, otherwise we can't tell stories to others.
Right.
And we feel that we are not adequately communicating to ourselves. We always choose sounding boxes, if I may put it that way.
Yeah.
And so that you can listen to what they are listening to, how they are listening to, whether they are listening to what we are saying, and responding to what we are trying to put across to them.
Yeah. And yet,
these are all noise boxes after all. There's nothing there except noise, sound.
Yeah, sound.
Yes.
And so, that's a nice thing. If you listen to somebody that speaks another language, then it's pure sound.
Not pure. We have learned the art of spacing the notes, you see.
Right, right.
And that is how we have created these hundreds and thousands of languages.
Yeah.
We are taught how to space the notes.
Yeah.
In exactly the same way the music, you see. Music also is spacing of the notes.
Yeah.
You know. And unless you are exposed to that, develop a taste for that kind of a way of spacing notes, music falls flat on you, you see.
Yeah.
First time when I was in London, somebody dragged me to listen to one of the most famous concerts in the Albert Hall.
Yes.
That was the first time I went to listen to a concert.
Mm-hmm.
And I walked out after 5 minutes because I couldn't take it. I was not exposed to that kind of a thing. I did not develop a taste for that kind of a music.
No.
Unless you are exposed to that kind of music or develop a taste, it falls flat. You see, music doesn't mean anything at all.
No, you have to actually learn
the art of listening.
Yes.
And art of appreciating and enjoying music.
Yes.
But actually and factually, the barking of dogs and the grunting of the pigs are more melodious than all the musicians that we have produced for centuries.
Yes.
You see, that's why I sometimes say Beethoven's 9th Symphony, 5th Symphony, they're no better than the noises we made when we shit.
Yes, right.
That is more natural.
Yes.
than Beethoven's 9th Symphony or 5th Symphony. I don't know if your listeners or yes will be interested in this kind of a dialogue between us both. We have to use very refined words, I'm afraid. It's getting worse now.
No, don't worry.
I'm not worried.
Okay. No, but so if you can call, say, music a kind of sophisticated farts, basically, then that means that, like, talking is basically, because we give a lot of meaning to, with notes, there's still like a kind of feeling involved, you know, with talking.
Because we feel that we are not adequately communicating whatever we are trying to communicate to them, you use what you call, you see, emotion, force yourself and force them to appreciate whatever you are trying to make them appreciate.
Yeah, right.
Otherwise it falls very flat. Although I come from India, still I cannot stand the North Indian classical music.
No.
You see, you know. So it's not a question of appreciating or not appreciating, enjoying or not enjoying the Western music. But I am not interested in that kind of a music at all. I can stand and enjoy and appreciate South Indian music because I was exposed to that kind of a thing. My wife was a great musician. She was all the time singing at home. So I had to put up with that kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But I have never been attracted to music of any kind, whether it is South Indian, North Indian, Western, classical. As a matter of fact, I have been on many radio stations in the United States, pop music, rock music, classical music. They somehow like my interviews there. But I very rarely said anything nasty about music.
Yeah, so the thing is, of
What
course...
kind of it? All right. No, turning out to be very amusing, this interview. Not very serious.
No, but why should we have a serious interview?
I don't see any adequate reason why should we be serious.
No, not at all.
Let us make as light-hearted as possible, as funny as possible. I don't have any sense of humor, but anyway, you are bringing out the hidden, non-existing sense of humor in me. Hey.
So we have some fans here, by the way.
Yes, they are all enjoying this.
Yes, they're all enjoying this. So the thing is that, like, I remember very well that, like, I organized many clubs. You know, one evening we had a Moroccan evening, and the master of ceremonies came forward and said, "Ladies and gentlemen, what do cars do when they stand?" And nobody knew. I said, "And what do people do when they stand?" Speak. As they speak. Like motors.
Yes,
you know?
yes.
The motor is running, and that's what we're going to do tonight. Speak. Yeah, like this. You know? And I still remember, I said, that's exactly what speaking is. A lot of noise, and we add a lot of meaning to it, you know?
Yeah.
We say that was a very deep conversation.
It doesn't mean anything.
No, right.
There is no reason or need to have any conversation with anybody. The only reason why we indulge in what is called conversation is because we are interested in making them do the things the way we want them to do.
Right.
That's the only reason. When we fail to succeed in that attempt or effort of ours, we invented a thing called logic. So we are trying to be logical, more logical than they are. But basically there is no reason for us to have any conversation of any kind, on any level, in any form, in any shape, and in any size. And yet we do indulge in these conversations. And the only reason why we carry on these conversations with the people around us, with the near and dear ones, or with our bosses, superiors, our neighbors, is only to win them over to our points of view.
Right.
You see?
So they take us serious, and they take our point of view and understand what life is all about.
Yeah, that is what I tell the people when they want to indulge in frivolous conversations, serious or otherwise. I tell them, you see, there is no way you can win me over to your point of view. I'm not interested in winning you over to my point of view. That's the end of our conversations.
Yeah.
Nice meeting you. Have a nice day.
Yeah. Goodbye.
Bye. And now it is reduced only to words hi and bye.
Yeah. Yeah, but we'll see indeed that if we have a long conversation in the pub, you know, after all, you don't even remember the words anymore. No. You remember the feeling.
No, we just make noise, you see.
Yeah, but there's a feeling there, you know. There's something that has, you call it beyond words, which is how you feel on the evening. If you like an evening, if you feel at home, if things go right and you feel comfortable, then the words don't really count, but what stays is a nice feeling. No. And you remember years later that feeling of that evening, isn't it?
No, we just back it up with what we call feeling. We have failed to communicate.
Yes.
Impress, you see, those people. And then you use that word feeling. What exactly is that feeling?
I have no idea what feeling is.
I have no idea at all. The emotions, the feelings are used by us to back up, you see, what we are trying to put across and make them understand.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, there is no need for us to have any feelings. We are not adequately communicating to those people what we are trying to communicate. And then we have invented this thing called feeling, you see.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't know what exactly we mean by the word feeling. I don't have any feelings, good or bad. I don't know.
No, I
I
don't.
feel good, we use that word, but it doesn't mean a thing.
No,
No.
no, but you can say perhaps your body functions, right? If you're hungry, that's a feeling.
No.
What is it?
Only when you translate that sensation as
Yeah,
hunger.
when you give it a name.
If you don't give the name, you don't even know what it is.
Exactly, feelings don't sink.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
No, not at all.
That's true.
You see, as they say that if you don't eat for 3 days, you will never feel hunger at all. What, after all, is hunger?
Yeah.
It is the glucose level going down.
Yeah,
Then it demands more sugar,
yeah,
more glucose.
yeah.
That's all.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't, the moment you ask this question, what to eat, we have created a problem.
Yeah.
We become victims to all those people who are telling what to eat, what not to eat, what is good, what is bad, what is healthy, what is not healthy. It goes on and on and on.
On and on and on. and
They
on.
make a big business out of it, and we are damn fools to fall for that kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Nobody so far has succeeded in making me eat anything they suggest is good for me.
Yeah.
I have almost completed 86 or 87 years. I have never eaten what they say is good for the body.
No.
We eat ideas.
Ideas, only ideas.
Ideas. We put ideas in our stomach. And we wear names. You see, big names.
Mm-hmm.
Giorgio Armani stuff jacket, and you pay more than what you pay for the same kind of a stuff available in cheap markets.
Yeah.
So we wear names, and then we eat ideas, put ideas in our
Yeah.
stomach. What is this interview? We are supposed to be here for a very serious discussion.
Very serious. But I think most serious discussions are mostly about life.
Yeah.
Why are we living? What is life is all about? How should we live the best way? So if it's ridiculous to say...
It is too absurd to talk of life because nobody knows a damn thing about
Yeah.
life.
So-
Nobody knows anything about life. There is no way anybody can experience life. And that's the reason why we ask these idiotic questions. What is the purpose of life? What is the meaning of life? Because we are bored, terribly bored with life.
Bored stiff.
Bored stiff.
Yeah.
And then we have to pose this question to ourselves and ask, what is the meaning? You don't see any meaning, you don't see any purpose.
No.
And we are here on this planet only for two purposes, to survive, and for that we need some food.
Yeah.
Some food.
A little bit,
A
actually.
little bit.
Yeah.
The basic thermal units that you get from anything you eat, even from sawdust and glue. I
Mhm.
always maintain that, you see. And when I made a statement like this in one of my interviews with a very famous doctor in the United States, and all the nutritionists got on the line, what does he say? He's talking some absolute rubbish.
Rubbish. Sawdust.
Sawdust and glue. Why glue? It's just like adding some curry powder
Yeah.
to give some flavor to the food. And then one Indian lady got on the, not Indian lady, I'm sorry, a very old lady, 95 or 96-year-old lady, got on the line and said, what he's saying is true. I was there in Leningrad during the Leningrad siege for 4 years. I was living on mud. I was living on that kind of a food.
Yeah.
I was considered to be, and I thought that I was the healthiest person ever lived at that time.
Yeah.
Ever since I came to America, I have been eating organically grown food, rich food, healthy food, but I have always been sick.
Yeah.
So what he's saying is true. But food has become such an important thing for us.
Yes.
And all those who are in the marketplace are exploiting us, telling what to eat, what not to eat. And you will be surprised to hear that they are now selling a toilet paper with vitamin E in Switzerland.
Great.
They are going too far.
Yes.
Huh? And the
Vitamin E through your ass.
most expensive. I'm not joking. It has become so popular. And why need a toilet paper with vitamin E? I have an explanation. You see, it irritates the nerves. You see, activates probably the sex glands. Vitamin E is very necessary to activate the sex gland. Maybe they are trying to sell the toilet paper by, in a strange way, activating the assholes, if I may put it in such a crude. What kind of an interview it is? And your questioners will be upset.
Yeah. So we get more and more storytelling that way, you know?
Yes.
And the moment the story, you believe the story, it becomes what we then call your reality. Because if you believe that this food is bad for you, and you eat that food, you feel bad.
No, we actually don't feel bad.
No?
The idea that you should eat a particular kind of a food, you see, they are selling all that kind of things. That is why I always maintain that the nutritionists, you see, who think that they know what is good for us, what kind of a food we should eat. I tell those bastards, if they advise me what to eat, what not to eat, do you want to live? If you want to live, don't advise me to eat what you think is the best food for me. I have survived, you see, for so many years, 70 years of my life, without eating anything they say is good for the body. And you are telling me that I should eat this kind of a food, that kind of a food? If you want to live, don't give me any advice. All those people who have tried to give me advice, what I should do, what I should eat, how I should live, they are all dead and gone. I'm still here.
Yeah, that's true. So the same counts for more and more people who are telling us how to live.
Yeah, because we are paranoid, we believe that they know what is good for us.
Yeah.
And so they are taking advantage of that. You see, when I was in Australia, there was a small group of people. One of them was amongst the audience, was a top psychologist, and she has written a book called Dream Power. And Dream Power. She sold 1 million copies. If this planet were to be peopled by persons like you, what would it be like? She asked me a question. Madam, you will be out of job first. And then, let us take a walk in the main streets of Sydney. All of them, all the shops that are there, selling everything, telling us that that is the thing that we need to, all of them will be out of business.
Yeah.
And she thought she was very clever and added, what about your oatmeal or double cream or triple cream or frozen pineapple juice? You see, if that is not there, you see, I can survive even on the air.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
And so don't try to be clever. You will get clobbered. You see, we don't need anything they say is good.
But what was the book Dream Power about? About food?
I don't even say. I have never been interested in psychology. I did psychology as part of my studies for my master's degree. And then I have never accepted the basic thing called mind. You see, questioned that, you see. And so I found out that Freud was a stupendous fraud of the 20th century.
The biggest fraud.
Biggest fraud.
Yeah.
And I was only, 20 years old as a student, and my professor, a Cambridge fellow, wondered why I made such a statement, you see, and he blasted me, and I said, no, I'm very sorry, I can't accept what he's saying. And then later on, you see, when a very famous man who did a lot of research work in the archives of Freud in London, when he read this statement made by a young student of psychology 70 years ago, wanted to come to see me, and he came to see me, why you made such a statement about Freud? I said, you see, that was what I found when I started reading whatever he said about the mind and all that kind of stuff. And then he said, I'm so surprised that you made such a statement, a very profound statement, coming out from a student like you. But I did research in Freud's archives in London, and I found that he falsified the case histories to establish himself as a great psychologist.
He falsified it.
He falsified.
Oh, yeah, sure.
He falsified. And later on in 1949, you see, I met Jung.
Oh, you met him?
In Switzerland.
Mhm.
You see, I never was interested in psychology, and particularly in Jung, because he picked up some ideas from the Chinese books and Indian books,
Indian books, yeah.
and came out with some strange theories. And then I told him I didn't see any basic difference between you and the other three famous psychologists. And if there is anything to the story or rumors that you both were in love with the same famous, most beautiful woman in Russia, a very famous psychologist, both of you were in love with the same woman, and you pushed her to commit suicide. And how do you know that? You see, why do you believe in rumors? And they are not rumors. Very soon the book is going to be out.
Which woman was this?
They were both in love with, I forget the name of that woman, a very famous, very pretty,
Mhm.
very intelligent, the sharpest psychologist that lived during those times.
Yes.
They pushed her to commit suicide, both of them. Why are we laughing? And so I have never been interested in psychology at all, you see, but I always questioned that there is no such thing as mind. You know, one of the books published by others, my conversations, mind is a myth. You see.
Mind is a myth.
Mind is a myth.
So, but
And
then
I want to tell you a story. My grandson was applied for a job in Germany, the Siemens company.
Mhm.
They were so impressed by his background, and they decided to interview him personally in India. And there are three of them, the top fellows, interviewed him in Bombay just
Mhm.
before giving him the job there.
Mhm.
And during the course of the conversation, they asked him some questions. We would like to know something about your family. So he talked about his father and everybody, and he made a statement that my grandfather is a very famous philosopher, referring to me.
Oh.
And they asked him, what is his philosophy? He just mentioned the three titles of my books. Mind is a myth, thought is your enemy, no way out. And he got the job. That's enough. We don't want to know anything about your grandfather's philosophy.
Mind is a myth.
And
No way
thought
out.
Thought is your enemy,
Thought is your enemy.
and no way out.
No way out.
No way
No,
out.
no,
Yes. So that is why anything that is born out of thought is the most destructive thing.
Yes.
And we are going to pay a very heavy price for that kind of a
Mm-hmm.
investment in our thought, and believe that that is the one that will help us to understand ourselves and the world around.
Yeah.
What are we talking?
Yeah. It's an illusion.
Illusion.
So, but in India, of course, there are many gurus who give us all kind of ideas, to or systems how to live well.
Well, you see, you are putting me in a very delicate
Yes.
and I would even say awkward situation, but I'm never tired of overemphasizing all the time that the image you have of India,
Yes.
and I was about to use that word, the image of cosmetics. You see,
The cosmetic
image
yeah.
you have of India, and the image of the spiritual, the shitland I call it. You see, the spiritual shitland is India,
Hmm.
and all that was born out of the acid heads. They were all living there in the jungles, drinking what they call soma juice, and experienced some strange experiences, and translated them and put them into the spiritual framework, and fooled themselves and fooled the whole of mankind, telling them that they are all spiritual experiences.
Yeah.
But there's no point in blaming them. You see, I always maintain that Buddha did the worst thing for that country. There was no sannyas, there was no proselytization before Buddha. He was the first one to create sannyas, and started conversion of people, proselytization of people. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, a little more.
Is it all right?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's all better.
And so he made a mess of the whole thing. You see, that is passed on from generation to generation. We, in our turn, using the thought, create and then recreate those frames of mind and experience all those things, and believe that we are also experiencing the same things that they claim to have experienced. And unfortunately, the West has fallen for that kind of a thing, because you have everything that you can reasonably ask for.
Yes. Be
everything.
rich.
And then you see, then the question arises, is that all?
Yeah. Is that all that is?
Is that all there is?
Yeah.
And then the moment that question springs up inside of you, you have created a market.
Yeah, absolutely. Big
And,
market.
and I don't blame them because you have created a market and they are taking advantage of that. I was telling this morning to a friend of mine, I'm very glad that there are so many claimants to enlightenment in the Western countries now, and they're all going to India and trying to enlighten people in India. I'm very happy about it.
Sure, big business.
Big business.
Yeah.
But there is such a tremendous competition in the field now.
Yeah.
It's not an easy thing as it used to be, But there it is. There is a market for that kind of a thing, you see.
Hmm.
So why blame them?
No, I don't blame
Yeah,
them. But it's
we have created a market for that kind of a thing.
Yeah.
We are paranoid people, so we have created a market for all kinds of things that they are selling in the marketplace.
Yeah. But at the same time, since that market is doing so well, we get more and more Western gurus too now.
So I am mighty pleased with that, you see.
Yeah.
Very pleased with that, you see. Now they are going to India and enlightening people in India.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know any of them, but anyway, I'm very happy
Yeah.
and very glad, mighty pleased
Hmm.
with this kind of a thing that is happening in that country.
I once visited some very rich people who came back from Tibet and they filmed with lots of money the Dalai Lama and they asked him the question, do you think that America is going to be the next spiritual center of the world?
Not a chance. Not a chance. I don't even know whether America will survive that long.
Hmm.
The way the things are that are happening in that country, you see, I don't see any great future for that country. But
No?
No. I have lived 50 years in that country. I know America so very well, more than most Americans.
Yeah.
But it is very difficult to say what's going to be the future of not only America but all the other nations. You see, when once the people have the means to destroy the maximum power with minimum means, we all have to sing a different song. You
Yeah.
see, we are not ready to accept the fact that our days are over, and every dog has its own day. And
Yeah.
so we are not ready to come to terms with the realities, and start looking at things in a different way. We have had our day, but we can't go on and on and on forever like that.
No.
No, not a chance.
So there is a reality.
I don't think we are now ready to face the reality of the situation.
No.
Is it? Because we have gotten away with that kind of a thing for centuries, and it is not in human nature to give up very gracefully. You see, if I even go to the extent of saying if America is wiped out from this planet, nothing is lost. So many empires have come and gone.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
But they are not going to go gracefully without taking the rest of the world.
Yeah.
You see, they have had so far the advantage over all the other nations because of the nuclear supremacy. Now every country will have, you see, they may not have the means to destroy that country, but it is easier to blow up those countries, you see, from within. That is what is happening now.
Yeah.
But how we are going to handle that situation, face that kind of a situation, and accept that our days are over and we have to come to terms with the realities of the world, that 3/4 of the world's population don't even have the basic needs. It's not the communism that is the answer, not the socialism. Where is democracy? There is only democracy,
Mm-hmm.
Yes, where is democracy? Is there any democracy? As long as you are not a threat, you are tolerated. The moment you become a threat, they will do everything possible to destroy that person.
Mm.
Yeah. So we have to look at things in a different way, understand how the things are moving faster than we all thought would move. But we are not ready to face the situation exactly the way it is or the way it is developing, how it is going to shape up the events, the future of this world. If we don't understand and come to terms with the realities, not imagine that, okay, everything is going to be all right, we are going to get into trouble.
But what do you think the realities are?
I don't know, not in philosophical abstract sense.
No,
In
no, no, no,
reality, that every dog has its own day. We cannot have the kind of a life we have been living for centuries.
no.
No, no, not at all.
That's over.
If they have a means, you see, to destroy us, we'll sing a different song. As a matter of fact, when Gaddafi offered $8 billion to India, asking them to help him with the nuclear weapons, I told my friends to tell the government of India, don't do that, because if once they start the research projects, these guys will go and bomb it and destroy it.
Yeah.
So give them ready-made missiles with the nuclear weapons. The next day France and Britain will go on bended knees and beg him, come on, how are we going to live together?
Yes.
You see, that's the only way. So far we have succeeded in avoiding facing the situation, but that is not going to be the case, and things are moving so fast that we are not ready to accept, you see, the situation. And it is not the pessimistic appraisal of the things, or I'm trying to sing a doomsday song, but we have got to come to terms that we cannot live this kind of a life forever.
No.
No,
So then the solution will be to change your life.
you are not ready to change.
No,
Are
no.
they ready to give up the way of life they have been living for so many centuries? They are not.
No.
Yeah. No,
In what way should there be changes then?
they are not going to change.
No.
No, not going to change.
Because we're just used to this and we keep defending
Yeah.
it until the
Yes,
end.
I'm not ready to give up my way of life, my way of thinking, and why
No.
should I expect the whole nations to give up their way of
Yeah,
life?
right.
You know,
So we will be forced to.
forced by circumstances over which we'll have no control.
Yeah.
You see, what I tell the people is, in God we trust. Oh my God, God, if there is a God, and why would He help us? You see, if there is a God, and He is all compassionate, all loving, He should help them, and not us. So we have created the God, and so we think that He's on our side.
Yeah.
You see? So in God we trust.
Mhm.
Good luck to you guys.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
And there it is.
So all those different cultures have created a god.
Well, what's the difference, you see? You know that we have created God, and so we think that He's on our side.
Right.
But if there is any God, the attributes of God we all know, all loving, you see, He should be on the side of those people who have been denied the basic needs, living that kind of a life. You see, they don't have the means to come and blow us all up.
Mm-hmm.
You see, the moment they have, the time is coming, you see, and it's going to be on their side, not on our side anymore, because we are not going to use, you see, our intelligence to understand that there is no way we can use these destructive weapons, no way we can destroy these weapons.
No.
We are stuck with them.
Yeah.
You see, so what are we going to do?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's not a pessimistic picture that I am trying to paint, but that's the situation we all have forced ourselves into.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Yeah.
So what are we going to do?
There's a nice Islamic story of a very wise, quiet imam, and he says to the people, from now on, don't call yourself by your own name, but call yourself God, and you will be God.
Yes, all the...
And of course, there's a doctor there who gets very angry. He says, that's blasphemic. That's terrible what you say there. I'm not God. And that will be very easy. It's the same as I'm hungry and I say bread and I've eaten. And he looks at the imam and the imam says, keep your mouth, asshole. And the doctor gets all white in the face, red, eyes bulge out. And the imam says, quiet, nothing wrong. Nothing wrong, he said. You called me asshole. But everybody here, he said, yes, I used the word asshole once.
Yeah.
And look at the effect it has.
Yes, I will use it
Can you
often.
imagine when you use the word God? What an
Yeah,
effect that will have.
I will use it half a dozen times. Assholes, you don't seem to understand. Everybody's name in India
Yeah,
is the name of a god or
Of a god.
goddess or godlet.
yes, right.
You see, here also, you have the names of Paul, Peter.
Yes.
What for? You see.
So we try to be the best.
Yeah, it's
or good.
exactly the same, you see.
Same, yeah.
Yeah, but all the names of all the Indians,
Are gods.
gods.
Yeah.
Krishna is the name of that bastard, Krishna.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
see,
right.
you know.
And you're
he's
Krishnamurti.
a black key. You see, the word Krishna means black.
Black?
Yes, black.
Krishna?
Krishna means black. And people don't understand that the word Hindu is not a Sanskrit word, not the way they said is born out of that Indus Valley civilization or any such thing. It's a Persian word. The Hindu means black.
Hindu
And
means black too.
Black. It is a Persian word.
So
And
Krishna means black?
Krishna means black.
And Hindu means black.
Hindu means black. And so they did not understand anything about the religion of the native inhabitants of India. At that time, all of them were blackies, you see. And so they didn't want to call him a blackie, so they changed that into blue. You see, blue-faced guy, not a blackie, you see. And so when they invaded or when they came into the audience, they did not understand anything about their religion. So they used that word, Hindu means the religion of the blackies, or something that they could not figure out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something that they could not understand or
Could
figure
not
out.
understand what
No.
their religion was.
No.
You know, sometimes they ask me, say, how come you are an Indian, you have a fair complexion? I give a very crude answer. Some of those Aryan whiteys fucked the blackies in my family. and so this is the result. And as a matter of fact, my mother's sister's daughter looks like a negress,
Yeah.
except the hair.
Yeah.
And her father looked like a Negro.
Yeah.
And so all the mixtures of bloods, you see, change the complexion. That's the only reason why I can say that I have a fair complexion. But
Yeah.
my mother's sister's daughter looks like a negress and her father looks like a Negro.
Yeah.
And so that was how the whole thing started, you see. The whole business of Hindu nonsense started that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had a very serious interview and very light-hearted and frivolous. I'm ready. And I don't know what kind of questions people will ask.
No, I have no idea, but we can on a certain moment open the telephone and see if anybody is interested in asking any questions.
Yes.
Because we pretty much...
We have been speaking for 43 minutes.
Yes.
We have covered quite a range of subjects.
Yeah. So that what we've basically covered is that everything is a total illusion. If you believe it, you're stuck with it. You know, and you start to defend some dream.
I don't know
that isn't
what
true.
I don't know exactly what that word illusion means. You see, you know, anything you experience
Yes.
is an illusion. You
Yes.
see, because you see, there is a point, there is a center, and anything that you experience from that center is an illusion.
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody comes with a gun to kill me, you can't say that's an illusion.
No.
Either you have to kill him or run away.
Yeah, right.
That's what the animals do.
Yes. But that's what your body does too. It stops
Yes,
your thinking
absolutely.
immediately and you
It
run.
knows how to survive, you see.
Yeah.
It knows how to survive. It
Right.
has a tremendous intelligence. It doesn't need the help of anybody to survive.
No.
It is only interested in two basic things: food to survive and to reproduce one like that.
Yeah, right.
That's all. Anything you add to that, you see, has no meaning, you see. No meaning at all.
We call that culture.
Culture is a way of living and way of thinking.
Yeah.
That's how I would translate that word culture, not the art, music and all that kind of a thing.
No. It's a
But-
bunch of stories that we believe,
The
and that's
art-
how we live.
Yeah, how to live. We see the art of living, the art of thinking. It can be described with that word culture, but the way we translate that word and interpret that word and build stories around that, you see, is amusing to me. You see, I am not interested in anything of the past. I have been coming to this part of the world for almost 50 years. I have never set my feet in the museums here.
No. No.
You see, I don't consider them any better than brothels. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, it's okay.
And then
I call it more mausoleums.
my line is my approach to all that shit, if I may use that word, is if that has produced a world like this, it is not worth bothering about. The glory that was Greece, the grandeur that was Rome, the splendor that was India, Look at those countries today.
Yeah, right.
If that is the result of all that thing that you are talking about, I'm not impressed by that at all.
No.
You know. So I reject. So I never go to any museums. I'm not interested in the past of anything, of any country, any culture, whether it's Occidental or Oriental. This is the result of what you claim to be, something
Yes, right.
extraordinary. I'm not impressed by that at all.
No.
No. You see, if the way you see they are treating people in a country like India, they have no business to claim that it's a spiritual land.
No.
You know, the suffering. They are very clever people. See, the Indians. They invented a thing called reincarnation.
Oh yeah, right. Mhm.
You see, and then that is to keep the people where they belong. See, telling them that you did something terrible in your past life, and so you have to suffer in this life
For the rest of your life. Yeah.
and then make a virtue of it, and you will be born in your next life with everything that you can possibly ask for.
Right.
You see, like the charity. See, we have invented here to keep them there. You are not solving the problem of those people
No.
who are suffering.
Yes.
So you give Nobel Prize to those people who raise money and pocket it and share a little money, and you have not solved the problem to keep them where they are.
Yeah.
We are doing all this, and you give a Nobel Prize to such people,
Yeah.
and the misery of those people is there. Maybe it is born out of our feeling guilty for grabbing everything and keeping it, denying the basic things to everybody. This tremendous things that we have on this planet. Nobody needs starve.
Yeah.
Nobody need go without the basic things. And yet, why there is such a misery? Why 3/4 of the world's population don't even have the basic needs?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. America is 25% of the world population. Takes about
26,
half of the
they
of the
got
produce of the world.
26 over and above what all they have. God's plenty, we used to call it. I don't know if God's plenty is there anymore,
Yeah.
any longer. But they consume, only 260 million people consume over and above all that they have in that country, 26% of the world's resources.
26%.
Of the world's resources.
5% of the world population. Can you
Yes.
imagine?
Yeah, can you imagine that? And are they going to give up that kind of a
Hmm.
way of living? They are not going to do
No,
it.
not at all.
They are not at all.
No, it's
Not
going to
at
fight
all.
until
Yes, yes.
everything stops.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very interesting indeed, because like we
You did exactly the same thing.
Huh?
You did exactly. I don't mean you, your country.
No. Maybe Holland is in the
After the
forefront.
war, after the war, you went back,
Yes.
and what a price the Dutch government played
Yeah.
and paid, and you
Yeah.
see, you know that story.
Yeah, I know the
They
story.
thought that they could go back and rule the countries, and the
Mhm.
French did exactly the same.
Same.
When they failed, Americans stepped in, and they spent $101 billion, and 50,000 soldiers died there. And the most disgraceful way, they walked out of Vietnam. You can't imagine.
Yeah.
You see, so they still think that, you see, can control, you see, the shape of events.
Yeah.
You know. Not a chance, not a chance.
No, it's exploding in our face.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I tell India, you see, nobody is going to listen to you. You have 1 billion people here. If you don't have the economic power, if you don't have the military might, nobody will listen to you.
No.
You are not in a position to shape the course of the events of this world. Huh?
Yeah.
And what is it that is so wonderful about the spiritual shit that you people are talking about there? You see, 3/4 of the population there, huh?
Mhm.
They don't have the basic needs.
Right.
Huh? And how can they justify all this kind of a thing? You know?
And if you belong to the lower caste, then you don't even count as a human
They
being.
don't count. You see, that's what I tell the people in India. You see, we came from the very rich and fabulously rich families.
Yes.
We didn't need anything.
The Bollywood.
Yes, and so it's the middle class people have taken over. And I tell some of my friends, why the hell do you have to drink Tropicana orange juice from America as if you don't have oranges here? Why do you have to eat Uncle chips? Because they use a particular kind of a salt which is very addictive.
Yeah.
Can you imagine You can't buy natural salt and natural sugar in any shops anywhere in the United States of America.
No.
No. That's happening here in this country too.
I know.
Everywhere. In
I know.
India.
Yeah.
So middle class people. And then when they ask me, I tell these people, you see, wipe out the middle class people. You see. Now why don't you do it? I don't need to do anything, but I'm just pointing out the absurdity.
Mm.
You see, I never thought that the British Empire would ever come to an end, not even in the lifetime of my great-grandchildren.
Yeah.
What happened? Finished, you see.
Yeah. Very
And-
very quickly.
Yeah, that's why I say Hitler did his best to destroy all the empires. And you didn't like, the Dutch people didn't like the idea of Germany ruling this country, occupying your country. You took it for granted and ruled all those countries for centuries, exploited them.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
You see, the same story.
We invented slavery.
Slavery, yes.
Oh, yes,
And
yes.
the white man's burden.
Yeah. And the nice thing was the church was the last one to give up slavery.
My God, that's the everything they did, sir. The violence. Oh my God. Love thy neighbor as thyself.
Yeah.
How many thousands and thousands of men, women, and children were killed?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
That's the only way to spread. Even
Now-
religion.
I want to talk with you for a moment about a very interesting theory, which is now being studied lately a lot, which says that since the invention 3,500 years ago of the alphabet, of reading and writing,
Mhm.
reading and writing affects the left brain so much that the right half of the brain doesn't develop anymore. Now, the left brain is very violent, aggressive, rational, linear thinking. So the moment, say, came with the alphabet and the first big book, the Biblos, came into being, what happened within 2 generations was that ideologies came into being, big ideological wars, money, rules, and the man became the boss and the women were suppressed.
Yes, I know, but
And everywhere where alphabet was introduced, the same thing happened. Incredible violence, totally left brain. But what's happening lately is we have television. So a whole generation of young people now are growing up with images, which is right brain. And what you see in Holland and many other countries, young people don't read so much anymore. Many young people cannot even read very much. They are very dyslexic. And they start a different way of thinking, a kind of more intuitive way of thinking. And so things change. They come with solutions
yes.
that you cannot explain anymore.
No, even those theories you are referring to, the left brain and the right brain,
Yes.
one is better than the other.
No, not
is-
better.
No, it's no longer valid and true. You
Why?
see, because the brain plays a very, very minor role in that human body.
Right.
And now they have lately discovered that women have better brains than men.
Mm-hmm.
That is something amazing. And so when those people, the brain psychologists and physiologists come and talk to me, why did they allow themselves to play this minor role in their lives, allowed men to dominate, if that is the the case as you put it?
Mm-hmm.
But now they go one step further and say that only the cockroaches have the best brain.
Mm-hmm.
Probably when we are all wiped out from this planet, some sort of a mutation will occur in the cockroaches, and then new forms of life will spring and appear on this planet. We don't know. The theories are changing so often,
Yes, right.
and they do all this only to get Nobel Prizes and prestigious awards.
Mhm.
And that's what we have invested tremendous faith in these scientists, you see.
Right.
But why we have tremendous investment in the scientists is because they have given us all this technical know-how. But basically, whatever they have discovered, you see, is used only for destructive purposes. You know, we don't see any adequate reason why we should be thankful and grateful to the scientists. They are as much a menace, if not more a menace, than all the religious thinking of man. It is nothing but a warty outgrowth of the religious thinking of
Mhm.
man. And all the scientists we are so proud of, admire, are just like metaphysicians. If there is any such thing as pure science, they just sit and discuss for hours and hours and hours,
yeah.
like all the metaphysicians.
Yes.
But there is nothing to that science at all. But we admire them only because they have helped us to have this technical know-how and the technology to make our lives, not the whole world. A very minor percentage of the people are enjoying the benefits of this. But there it is. You see that they still have investment in the science. Anything they have discovered, the nature's laws, are now used by us for destructive purposes only.
Yeah.
So why we should be so grateful to the scientists? What for? Huh? It is all right. They are only interested in Nobel Prizes and prestigious awards, and they come out with all kinds of theories. They are as ridiculous and absurd as all the religious theories of the people, saying that God created the world. All right, if God created the world, if God has not created the world, and why are you concerned about, you see, what happened in this universe? You reject God, and yet, all right, you come up with a great big theory. And why are you interested in finding out the origin of the universe and how it started? And that is of no importance to the common man, the man of the marketplace. And we have tremendous investment in them, and then we admire them. But all these, the rewards we give them, the Nobel Prizes we give them, are only political rewards, but not actually the reasons what they have contributed. You see, if a man like Einstein got a Nobel Prize, he should have been butchered in the streets, and every bit of it must have been thrown to the vultures, the harm he has done. But of course he regretted very much after what he thought about, you see, the advice he gave to Roosevelt that they should go ahead with these nuclear weapons.
Yes.
How can such a man be honored? But anyway, my theory is that all that money came out of the invention of that Swedish guy, you know, what did he?
Dynamite.
Dynamite. And what do you expect? What do you expect? Huh?
Yeah, that's true. So, is there any solution for us? I mean, should we sit and wait until everything finishes, or
no, enjoy.
Stop thinking, or what?
No, just enjoy and then go gracefully.
So, how do we enjoy?
We are enjoying, but we want more and more and more, and then get more and more, and live in misery and die in misery.
Yeah.
Yes, it's not a pessimistic evaluation of the situation we find ourselves in today, but that's the way it is.
So basically you can say that, like, you need, for a nice life, you need very little. Not so much food, not so much things to own.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the moment you are open to others, most people are open to you. So it gives you a nice life. So that would be a good tip.
That's the definition. What is a nice life? You see, I tell people who talk against money, I say it's better to be miserable with a lot of money than to be miserable without money.
Without money, yeah.
Yes,
That's a well-known one, yeah.
And there is a nice quote, you see. I don't want to quote it in Sanskrit. If you worship that god, money god, you will be amply rewarded. If you worship the other god, he will strip you naked and leave you in the streets. So better worship money god. The only thought that ever enters the head of anybody in this world is money.
Money.
Yes, that's all. And they condemn others. And who talk of money? And see, in all the newspapers in India, headlines, UG's, you see, ideas, money is high on his agenda.
Yeah.
See, it is not true. Anyway, it is 10 o'clock. We have done 1 hour of talking.
Okay, then perhaps we should open the telephone line. So
I don't think anybody will be interested in asking any questions.
So nobody's interested. So if you're not interested, you can phone.
Yes. Wow. Wow.
So we'll see. Hello.
Well, I'm very much interested in what your guest has to say.
Krishnamurti is his name.
I am very much interested in that, and Well, maybe what I've missed is, well, a slightly thing about his background.
You want to know about my background?
Yeah,
Oh my
you
God.
were from India?
I came from India. I have spent more time in the Western countries, in America and in Switzerland, everywhere. And I was telling our friend here that this is the 50th year of my visit to
50th year.
Yeah, I am here to celebrate the golden jubilee of my visit to Amsterdam. I was involved with the Theosophical Society at that time when I first came here in 1952 or 53. I was an international lecturer. I gave a lot of lectures there in Huizen. And I never miss a chance to come to this country.
What?
Huh?
About what subject?
About the Theosophical Society, you may have heard of that, you see. And I was involved with that kind of a thing, but not anymore, you see. So I've been everywhere in the world, every part of the world.
Yeah.
So much way of thinking or living. I just am a dog here barking, and people make something out of that barking noises and think that I'm saying something very profound.
Aha. Right. Well, well,
You are laughing.
in fact, well, what I was thinking
Yeah.
is maybe if you say conversation is useless, then maybe communication, if you don't talk to one another, maybe you can talk with your eyes to
What?
one another, or
No, that is worse. Silent communication is the worst thing. You see.
communication is not okay.
No, but what is it that you want? If you don't get what you want out of any conversation you are trying to have with your near and dear ones, or with your fellow beings, or with your bosses, or with your subordinates, what do? You use logic. You use every skill you have acquired.
You're going to convince.
Convince yourself that you are more intelligent than them, that you have a way of winning them over to your point of view,
That you're right.
and feel good.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm not so far yet. Because
Yes. Why do we talk?
If you talk to little children, for instance,
Oh, they don't
you might
need anything to learn from us. We have a lot more to learn from children
Yes.
than to teach them. You'll be surprised how intelligent they are. We are no match
I'm not
to the
so
children.
easy. I'll get to my point. I'll get to my point later.
Go ahead.
You learn them how to cook, to make their own food, to make their own clothes. I mean, if it's cold, they need to have.
All right, but why are you forcing your ideas on them? What kind of clothes they should wear, what kind of food they should eat? We impose all our likes, all our dislikes, all our tastes on the children and mess up their lives. And we have a lot more to learn from them than to teach them. They are more intelligent than us. They are exposed to so many things than our times, you see. I don't know what we are talking about.
Okay.
Okay.
They might need shoes, or they might need to know how to bake bread. Or
Why should they? You bake the bread and give it to them.
all right.
Fine,
But we'll have to learn.
that makes
It's
it-
impossible for people to learn
No,
skills.
we have learned how to make bread and then give it to them. Why force them to learn how to make bread? They don't have to make bread. They can go to the market and buy bread.
It's already there.
It's already there.
Oh,
And
well, that's a
provide them with
question I'd like
the
to-
means to buy the bread.
Yeah. There's a question.
All right.
Well, I'm trying to get to a point, really. Is there a difference between thinking in India and China, for instance?
Is what? What? I didn't quite get it.
Is there a difference between thinking in India and China, for instance?
Well, thinking is bound
Not
to be
politically,
different.
yeah.
Why between India and China, between Holland and Germany and France? There is a lot of
Well,
difference in their
okay,
thinking.
I'm trying to get to my point now.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll understand now.
Yeah, I'm trying to understand.
Okay, what my question really is
Yes.
what do you think about martial arts? I'm trying to learn, well, some sort of kung fu. It's
All right,
an
all
intensive
right.
kind of way,
Yeah.
and it's not aggressive, not at all.
All right. If I have a gun, what will your art, martial art, will help you to survive and make others survive? It's very interesting.
maybe it's
to learn the
I'm
art,
talking about
martial art, or whatever
about
you
the
talk.
art.
If I come with a gun to shoot you, you ain't got a chance. Not that I will come and shoot you down, but that's very interesting in those days, you see, but not anymore. You see, the martial art, this, that, and the other. I have more destructive weapons in my position. You ain't got a chance. On that note, we say bye-bye.
But like the art of dancing or
Dancing?
it has got nothing to do with like getting like yoga or a different form of yoga or whatever.
How do you do yoga? I'm sorry.
Well, like
It is very harmful to your body, yoga.
you are not in favor of doing yoga?
No, I'm not in favor of doing yoga, but I'm not in favor of meditation. I know all of those people, those who have very seriously done meditation and yoga, ended up in the loony bins singing loony melodies and loony tunes and are committed suicide. Otherwise, it's interesting to twist your limbs and stand on your head and force yourself to do what? What will you get out of that yoga?
It's the same as this guy who wrote this book about jogging, running hard.
He dropped dead in the tracks.
Yes, he dropped dead in the tracks, very young.
Yeah, very young.
And still people are running.
The Jane Fonda, what is her name? She wrote a book on aerobics and she had 3 bypass surgeries. They want to suppress all that. It's good to make money by writing those books. Wendy Wasser, what is her name? Yeah.
So if people think you're from India, maybe they would consider you to be a spiritual teacher. You are more a mind person, like consciousness, logic, and so on.
Oh, I don't know, but anyway, you are interested in all that?
Yes, I am.
Good. Be spiritual. That makes
spiritual, logical.
logical.
I'm trying to find out. What you can tell me about those things. Like I have got my own ideas, of course I have, but I like to hear your opinion about it.
I have opinions, but just forget it all and live an ordinary life. Enjoy life. Don't waste your time standing on your head or on your shoulders and holding your breath. And if you try to hold your breath for long, you will be choked to death. Don't do it. It's loud. All right, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you
Bye
very
bye.
much, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
He's called Penguin.
Penguin?
Yeah, that's his name we just found. Hello?
Penguin.
Hallo? Hallo?
Hello?
Yeah. So if you are listening to the station on internet, please don't phone because it's impossible to understand each other. Only if you listen to the radio. Hallo?
Hallo, met Ulrik.
Ja.
Hallo?
Hallo? No. No way.
No way.
Okay, wait a moment. We made a mistake here. First do the chat because we have a wrong chat connection. Join.
Wow.
Hello? Uh-oh. No way. So, that's it. You speak the Dutch?
No, not at
Oh, okay, it's all in Dutch.
Somebody
Is somebody speaking Dutch here who can type?
Henk.
Ah, okay. Hallo?
Hallo, met Ulrik.
Ja.
Hallo?
Ja, Dodrik, you cannot understand us. No way.
Willem?
Ja, hallo?
Sorry.
Sorry, that's okay. No, that's because a lot of people are listening to internet and then they really are interested and they want a phone, but we cannot make a direct phone connection while they're listening to internet. That's out of the question. So, Okay, the telephone number is 020 61 62 641. So 020 61 62 641. And if you are listening to internet, don't phone because there's no way we can communicate.
Good.
We can understand you, you cannot understand us.
Very good.
Okay? So, in fact, what we have been talking about is that whatever we try is basically unnecessary. Hello?
Yeah, good night.
Good night.
Good night. Can I speak in Dutch?
You can, but then Eugene cannot understand Dutch.
Oh, can you translate it in...
No, I can try, yes. But can you understand his answer there?
I want to know who's the man who interfered now.
What?
I want the name of the man who interfered now by you.
Yeah, his name is U.G.
Useless guy.
U.J. Krishnamurti.
He's a useless guy.
Krishnamurti.
Yeah.
Okay, that's right. And where we can hear him again, or do he gonna for how long he visit the Netherlands now?
For how long are you here?
I'm leaving this place any moment.
Any moment. He's gone.
Where I am going, I don't know.
Oh, you don't know.
He's
No.
87 years old and he travels
Okay,
all over
but
the world.
he
I
finished
spend
to-
more time in the air than on the ground.
No, good. Okay,
Good.
thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah. The interesting thing also is that you don't give speeches anymore, huh?
No, speak.
Hello? Yeah?
Hello?
Yeah?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Ah, okay, because I am here reading here on the radio. I want to ask, what's the influence of thought in all of the mess that we are living in this world? What's the influence of concepts, ideas that people hold into? So the speaker is talking about all of that. I would like how much the influence of thoughts like superior, inferior, higher, lower, possessions, getting, having, all of these concepts are influencing the situation in this world.
You want me to answer that?
You sure?
Yeah.
Sure. If you
That's
can.
the question.
They are not going to be of any help to you to solve your problems, much less the problems of the world, except to brag about that you know a lot more than others.
Uh-huh.
Just forget it.
So there is no way
No way.
out.
There's even a book out that somebody wrote down all the discussions.
No Way Out.
No Way Out, it's called.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, bye. So, somebody on the internet asked, what is your idea about internet?
Internet is very useful to indulge in this kind of gameplay.
Gameplay, yes. Make nice games with words and thoughts,
Yes.
convictions. Hallo?
Hello?
Ja, kun je me verstaan? Hallo?
Hello.
Yes.
Yes, good evening. I'd like to ask a question.
Yes?
I'd like to ask the gentleman you're interviewing what is his position regarding scientists?
What is your position regarding scientists?
Scientists should all be shot dead on sight and at sight. They have done more harm to mankind than all the others put together.
That's true.
True.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the reason why all future scientists should also do harm to the rest of
Anything that is born out of the scientific thinking of man will ultimately destroy this world and you and me and everybody on this planet. It is not, you see, a doomsday song that I'm singing, but that there is no way out.
no way out of...
Yeah, you can give them Nobel Prizes, prestigious awards.
Yeah,
They're all political,
okay.
not actually for what they are contributing. everything that they have discovered so far, except, you see, the trivial things that the microphone which you and I are using, and this listening to all this and participating in these dialogues, ultimately it will destroy us. Very little we have been benefited by the scientific thinking and the research of all those scientists. I always give the example, you see, when I first went to America from London, it took almost 22 hours. And the flight stopped even in Boston. An hour before it landed in New York, and next time 18, 12, and now 6 hours. And then the supersonic planes, 3 hours you do it. And if they put into operation hypersonic planes, you can do it in an hour and a half. Very soon you just go up and come down. And what are we going to do with the time that we have gained?
You're in the plane all the time, aren't
you? Yes, yes. And then it's not that I'm suggesting that we should go back to the horse carriage days or the bullock cart days, and leaders like Mr. Gandhi, you see, told the people that they should go back to the bullock cart age and live like those people. And look at those horrible country, you see, now what they are doing.
I agree.
But the nice thing is in New York, in the beginning of the century, they drove with horse carriages 11 miles an hour.
11 miles an hour.
And now with cars, they drive 11 miles an hour.
Yeah. No, even less. Even less.
Even less.
Even less.
Yeah.
And then we are polluting the atmosphere.
Oh yes. In the beginning it was just horse shit, and now it's
air shit.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, boy.
Okay, bye.
Oh boy.
So,
So,
if you have any questions, or if you have still the power or the guts to ask any questions, yes, hello?
Yes, it's me again. Well, I'm too humble to say I'm Penguin again. I got into the program later. I didn't know it was Mr. Krishnamurti. And, you know, it makes a difference for me now that I know that it is a very famous person.
not that one.
So-called to say...
No, that's not the same one.
Well, is it like...
It's not family either.
Yeah, is it... how do you think people treat you? As a normal, so to say, person? Or as a guru or so? I have read when I was 15 or 16, I didn't know anything about anything. The world is yourself, or I don't know if I read it in Dutch, or I read a book, what you wrote, when I was very young. And
No, I think it's the wrong one.
Yes, you are referring to the wrong
only
person.
What you see of the world?
You have never seen the world at all.
Not about how people look at you.
Have you at any time looked at anything in your entire life? Probably as a baby in arms, but you have never looked at anything in your life. Anything. You project all your ideas on what you are looking at. The knowledge you have of what you are looking at. If you can look at anything without knowing what you are looking at, you will drop dead there and become a dead car. So don't do that. Good luck to you.
Okay?
Thank you.
Okay. On the internet, people ask, can you tell something about Agarthe?
Agarthe?
Agarthe. Does that mean something to you?
I don't know what it means. You have to explain it to me.
Oh, what is Agarthe?
Agarthe is what word is it? In what language?
I don't know.
Agarthe.
And somebody else asks, why are you so negative about scientists? Didn't they do anything right?
What is it makes it easy for me to fly from one country to the other in short time.
So let's say they did that right.
That's all. And how many planes you use to destroy life and property?
Mm-hmm.
Very few planes we use for our transportation.
Yes.
But how many planes you are using to destroy life and property?
Yes.
The innocent men, women and children you are killing.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
So what is so wonderful about this progress that people are talking about? I am not against progress. I am not for a moment suggesting that we should go back to the days of bullock cart or any such thing.
60% of the population never have made a phone call in their life.
Made a phone. I never use a phone. Phone is not my lifeline.
No.
No, not at all. I don't need a telephone.
Yeah.
What do I need a telephone for?
Yeah.
Yes. Only time when I use a telephone is to find out whether I have any money in my bank.
Yes.
Whether I can use my credit card, which I don't have anywhere.
No, neither
Other than
do I. I never have a credit card in my life.
So that's the only usefulness I have for telephone.
Yeah.
Yes. Otherwise, I don't need a telephone. What do I need a telephone for?
Yeah. So, one thing, of course, is indeed that all those inventions create immediately a lot of
Dependence on so many.
dependency. Yeah,
Dependence
right.
on so many.
Hello?
Yeah, this is my last question.
Oh, last question.
And it's the following. Is there any usefulness for human species to be on this planet?
Yes,
If I might drop dead.
yes,
okay
you
for
know,
me.
we are more useful dead than alive. The one usefulness that mosquitoes have, you are killing them all, is that the female mosquitoes bite us and they need our hemoglobin to give continuity to their continuity on this planet.
Is there a usefulness for human consciousness or?
Sir, all these are all empty words, sir. Have you ever at any time tried to be conscious of anything in your life? What you have to say is more important than what all people have said. How do you become conscious that you are holding a microphone? Only when you tell yourself that's a microphone and that you are using it to ask these questions, then you become conscious of the fact that it is a telephone. Otherwise, there is no way you can be conscious of anything.
Well,
But that's very dangerous.
I'm a
If
bit
you
of
have a
mess-
girlfriend, if you are looking at her, and if you don't know that you are looking at a girlfriend, you will be in trouble. So
Yes.
there it is very necessary to know.
Okay, one.
Yes,
another-
sir.
Is it okay if I ask you about
Oh, any question?
mathematics, which has nothing to do with the body or whatever, just with logic and so on, like pure mathematics, for instance, like numbers.
I don't know what exactly is the thing you are talking about. What do you want mathematics for? Mathematics in the final analysis, ultimate analysis is nothing but mysticism, you see. So if you don't accept number one, there is no number two.
Okay.
It is
about-
arbitrary.
Yeah.
All measurements are arbitrary. It is useful only when I count my money. You see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 euro. Otherwise,
bit
what
like
do I
Plato.
care for numbers?
It's a bit like Plato, but like the beauty of numbers or the beauty of logic or just.
What is so
thinking
beautiful
with-
about numbers?
I'm
I don't know. You tell me. What's so wonderful and beautiful about numbers? Beautiful faces, yes. But
Okay?
Well, not really.
not really.
Logic. I mean, the human mind. I mean, I'm trying to find out if you think just animals are could make a better world without human beings.
Certainly. We have made a mess of the whole world. They are better than us, the animals. We are not ready to live like animals, but we have been made to believe that we are born for some nobler and grander purpose than all the other forms of life on this planet, and that everything that is there is created for our benefit. So we have created a great big mess and destroying everything on this planet.
Somebody in the internet asked, what do you think the world will look like in 100 years?
We may not last even for 1 year. Why you are thinking of 100 years?
So we might not even last for 1 year then.
The way the things are going now, each one trying to blow up the world,
Hmm.
and you call them terrorists, and who calls who terrorists is a different story,
Yeah, right.
depending upon who is calling who a terrorist, but the chances of our survival are not so good. It is not a pessimistic statement that I am making, but why do you want to live for? You and I are not going to be there after 100 years, but it is possible, they say, that every human body is genetically programmed to live for 120 years because we have been brainwashed to believe that you should eat this, you should eat that, this good food is good for you, that food is bad for you. We are dying sooner than 120 years. Maybe.
How about somebody on the internet asks, how about the role of astrology?
You're asking me the astrology. I don't believe in astrology. See, there is no such a thing as future. We don't need anybody to tell us anything about our past.
Mm-hmm.
So if we are interested in finding out about the future, you must know something about the present.
Right.
So every time anybody throws that question at me about the future, there is no such thing as future. It is nothing but, you see, a modified continuity of the past.
Yeah.
I don't have good brains, so I work hard and try to develop my memory and everything. I don't have money, I work hard. I don't have good health. You see, I do everything possible to have good health in the future. There must be a present. There is no such thing as present at all. I ask the people, come on, this is supposed to be the present, the moment, here and now. Tell me something about it. Whatever you are telling about is captured in the framework of the past. So there is no such thing as a present at all.
No.
So if there is no present, how can there be any future? The future is nothing but a modified continuity. What I don't have now at this moment, I want it in the future.
Yeah.
I am struggling hard to get whatever I want in the future, but the instrument which I used in the past, which created the past for me,
Yeah.
which I am trying to brush aside and create a new kind of a future, better future for me, is the same instrument. It is not going to be anything different,
No.
except but a modified continuity of the same.
Yeah.
So we go to an astrologer and he says that a particular planet is affecting you, and all right, if it is affecting me, so what do you want me to do? He makes money, the astrologer. So we don't need anybody to tell anything about the past, and what he tells about the future, you can not be sure of anything that he's telling us. He pockets the money, and I entertain myself.
Right.
That's the only place astrology has in our lives.
But like it's very clear when a doctor says to you that you're very sick, they can measure that your immune system goes down 80%. Your whole body reacts to your convictions.
So yeah, that's what he's telling us and fooling us all the time, because the body knows better than all these physicians are telling us.
Yeah. But if you believe something yourself,
If you believe in something, you see, that's your affair. You see, but that is not the way the body is functioning. The body doesn't need the help of anything. Anything you are doing to help the sick body is responsible for the misery of the body. Body is not interested in seeking the help of anybody. We don't know anything about the body. What the doctors have found out about the body is very interesting, but what they do not know about the human body is immense. Immense.
Yeah.
So it doesn't need the help of anybody. I have never seen a doctor for 70 years of my life. I have never accepted anything they said is good for me.
Yeah.
You understand? If anybody wants to tell me that you are eating too much of cream, double cream, triple cream, quadruple cream, you will have heart problems, cholesterol problems, you just shut up. If you want to live, don't give me any advice. All those people who tried to be of some help to warn me, you see that I am not eating this, I am not eating that, and you should eat this if you want to live, don't give me any advice. All of them are dead and gone. I am still here.
Yeah.
I am not telling you that you should not go to a doctor. If you think that you need the help of a doctor, my advice would be go to the doctor.
Please, yeah, sure, of course.
Yes. But I wouldn't tell them not to. But I don't need the help of any doctor. So one of the commandments of UG, somebody collected, shoot all the doctors on site and at site. They are such a menace to mankind. You see, they are like the religious people fooling us all. We are paranoid. Huh?
If somebody on the internet asks,
Yeah.
what do you answer when somebody asks, who are you?
Huh?
What would you answer if somebody asks you, who are you?
What they tell me who I am that. Other than that, I don't have any way of knowing who the hell I am. And it is an idiotic question to ask, because there is an assumption that you are something other than what you know.
Yeah.
There must be a real I. The real I you must discover, find out, do everything possible. But that is born out of the assumption that there is something there other than who you think you are.
Yeah.
You know, So that question has no meaning at all to me. Who are you? You see, who are you? Yes, I am. My name is this. That's what they have called me, and then I repeat every time.
Yeah, right.
You see the name. If you want to change the name, change the name. When I was on BBC some years ago, the guest of the week, and that guy who interviewed me thought he was very clever. You are blasting everything that India has stood for centuries. Why you are doing it? Why you have not changed your name? I said only criminals and holy men change their names,
Yeah.
and holy men change their names more often than criminals.
Yes, absolutely.
So give me a number,
Yeah.
4982,
Hello, Mr.
and
4982.
so I will repeat. That's my name, number.
Wie is aan de telefoon?
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello.
Yes.
I was curious to know if the gentleman you
Curious.
where he comes from, where he lived in Switzerland.
Where do you live in Switzerland?
A place called Gstaad,
Oh yeah?
Gstaad. You know that?
Yeah, I know.
up in the mountains.
It's a nice place.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I have
Yeah,
been
I'll-
going there for
I'll-
40 solid years every summer.
The summer? In
Every summer I am there for 4 months.
Really? Every year?
Every year for the past 40 years.
Really? I go to the...
And I don't like Gstaad.
You
It
don't
is
like
too,
Gstaad?
too expensive for a poor Indian.
No, the winter is a bit...
Now I'm trying a winter now, and I like it better in winter than in summer.
Now? Yeah?
Yes, yes.
You started
I
skiing?
came from Gstaad.
Yeah?
Where are you from?
I'm from Switzerland, also from Geneva.
Geneva. Oh,
But I
I
was
see.
born in America, so I'm a bit American.
Oh, you were born in America. I spent more time in America than in Switzerland.
In California, right?
Yes, in California, in a place called Palm Springs.
Is that where you lived?
Yeah.
You had a center somewhere in...
I don't have any center,
No,
know.
sorry, not a center, a place where people came and gathered
Yes, yes.
in between Santa Barbara and LA. I forget where exactly.
Yes, yes.
Because I remember dropping the father of my girlfriend at the time over there.
I see.
In well,
All right, sir. Nice talking.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Where is that?
So you were there where Sonny Bono was Lord Mayor of Palm Springs, huh?
I don't know who it
Oh, you
is.
don't know? Hallo?
Zijn we er uit Haarlem?
Ja.
Ja, ik had een vraag. Eindelijk kom ik er doorheen, dus.
Can you talk English?
Not so good, maar
Okay, what's your question? Wat is je vraag?
over je boek.
Mijn boek?
Ja, where can I buy your book in Haarlem?
Mijn boek in Haarlem.
Whose book you're talking?
Oh yeah, I wrote a book.
Oh, you wrote a book.
And every shop has it. Just order it and they can order it. It's called Handboek Psychologie. Uitgeverij De Zaak.
Dus in every book.
Every bookshop has it, yeah. It's already
Okay.
third printing, so it's very easy to order. Okay?
Thanks.
Okay.
I can buy it.
Tjoei.
Bye bye.
Yes, I wrote a book.
Yes.
Yeah. It might even be published in America. Amazed.
Published in America.
Yeah.
I see.
No, I don't know. It's, anyway, if there's more questions, we have still about 20 minutes left.
Wow.
There's many people on the chat. And somebody, Caro, asked, what is the function of having thoughts at all?
Thoughts.
Thoughts.
Yeah.
Thinking. What is the function of the having thoughts at all?
Because there are no thoughts. First of all, let him find out if there is any such thing as thoughts. We have been made to believe that there are thoughts, but if you try to find out if there is any such thing as thought, what you will find there is about thought and not thoughts. What others have told us about thought. Thought is this, thought is that, thought is matter, thought is space, thought is this, that and the other. You see, other than that, there are no thoughts there. It is just noise, nothing but noise there.
Right.
You translate that and fit it into a frame and say that this is a thought. What all you find there, the very fact that you are posing that question to yourself and throwing that question at somebody who you think has the answer, shows that there is an assumption that there are such things as thought.
Hello?
Yes, I wrote a book. Yes.
Oh, okay. No way. So if you are listening to internet, you cannot phone. No way. So, any more questions on the side? And how do you know this, since all those thoughts are illusions too? Hallo?
Ja, sorry, Willem.
Ja.
Ben je daar?
Ja, dat ben ik, ja.
Willem.
Ja. Uh-oh.
Merde.
Ja.
Hallo.
Ja, hallo.
Er is enorme feedback, Willem.
I know.
Ik kan je niet horen.
Nee.
Als ik nu naar een andere kamer loop, dan hoor ik de radio niet. Dus, maar wacht, Willem, eventjes 1 minuut.
Kun je me horen nu of niet?
Ja.
Kun je me nu horen?
Ja.
Ah, heel goed.
Jij mij ook.
Ja.
Goed.
Heb je een vraag?
Nee, een opmerking.
Ja.
Eén is dat jij in een tamelijk euforistische stemming verkeert.
Ja.
Dat je er behoorlijk makkelijk van af hebt gemaakt vanavond.
Ja.
Door zo'n lang gesprek te gaan voeren.
Ja.
En dat ik het helemaal eens ben met de stelling. Dat het lawaai is, dat het noise is.
Dat het noise is.
It's only noise.
Yes, it's only noise. Yes.
Wat je aan het doen bent.
Yes. Very good.
Goed, Willem.
Says,
en verder,
die
euforie van jou, ik weet niet hoe dat is ontstaan. Of je nu, zeg maar, een pilletje nemen of verliefd bent.
Kun je het in het Engels zeggen?
Vanaf het begin bedoel je?
Nou, wat je nu, ga maar door gewoon. Dan kan Eugene het ook verstaan, dat is misschien leuker, hè?
Oh, of course, you still, yeah. Well, I really agree with the result of this very long advent this evening. I mean, Willem was really taking it easy. I think he was in a euphoric mood, and I really agree with the noise that was made this evening. And I was also very happy to discover him on the air, on the radio, because Willem is sometimes there and sometimes not at all. He disappears. And, well, I suppose that is what he likes. Willem has 2 faces. Willem, you are teasing me because the feedback is increasing.
And you think I'm doing that on purpose?
You try to make me nervous. Yes.
Yes, it's all me.
I got you. Yeah, I know what you're doing, man. But I love it. But
Okay.
Is that not true?
Yeah,
Tell
great.
Me. Yeah, you're playing with me.
Hey, do you have any questions?
About what?
I don't know.
No, man, it's Friday. It's a secret night, and I wish everybody is trying to make the best of it.
Yeah, no, thank you very much.
Yeah, okay, I give some other people a chance to respond to your program, and next time, yeah, don't make so much noise, huh?
Okay.
Tell
noises
what comes from your heart, your heart.
This comes from my heart, really.
Okay.
Ciao.
Dag Willem.
Dag.
Dag.
Wow.
So Caro says, who is talking in my head then?
Head noise.
Is that noise?
Yes.
And Caro, she calls it talking. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah?
It's me again. I'd like to know what Krishnamurti thinks about sex.
Wow. Why do you have to think about sex? Just fuck.
I'm especially at your age. Please, tell us.
Then you don't have to think. If you think about sex, you make a fuss about the whole business. Just have sex and forget it.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Because there's a nice expression that says, when the head is full, it's soft.
Oh my God. What's happening?
Me again. What do you think about music? No thought. Is music necessary? Is it possible?
You are asking me? I
Yes,
don't
yes.
listen to any music at all. When you
I
shit, you
music
make some
sometimes.
sounds, don't you?
I'm
And
sorry?
that is, when you shit sometimes, you make some noises. That is more melodious, more musical than Beethoven's Ninth Symphony and Fifth Symphony.
So music is not needed.
No, not at all.
You think silence is the best?
Silence is the worst.
It's the worst.
How can you tell yourself that there is silence in you? You are not silent.
No, I'm not. I
Yeah.
live in the city.
Yes. All right.
And yeah, in Switzerland, maybe on a mountain.
Mountains are worse now. So many people, it has become such a noisy place.
Is there silence in the world? Do you?
Nowhere.
Is it not possible to get silence?
You
in-
first have silence in yourself and then you wouldn't ask those questions.
Okay. You win
Okay.
again.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Chow means drop dead.
Uh,
You know what it means, chow, in our language? Drop dead.
drop dead.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Chow.
Ciao.
Drop dead.
Does he want to elaborate on his modesty of thoughts for himself or others?
How can there be any modesty when the thoughts are there? They are all taken out from some source. Otherwise, you don't have any thoughts which you can call your own or my own. All that noise that is put in there
It's all learned by heart.
is all that is there. Some noise. Nothing else.
Is that why some people try to meditate? To stop the noise a little bit?
Yeah, that is if the peace that they think they experience in their meditations is the space between two wars. You see, in that situation you are preparing for another kind of a war. So actually it doesn't make you any peaceful. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's it. That's
it.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm sorry.
So this meditation is like a nice intermission.
Meditation, one of my commandments says better masturbate than meditate.
Better masturbate than meditate.
Meditate. When I was giving a talk, radio interview in America, thinking aloud, that guy asked me, what do you have to say on meditation? I said, meditation is self-abuse. And then he said, do you mean to say it is masturbation? If you want to use such a refined word, I have absolutely no objection, I said. So I learned it from him.
Hello?
How can there be any modesty when the thoughts are there? They're all
Oh, no. That's
from
internet.
some source.
Okay, if you listening to internet, you cannot phone because
Oh my God.
there's too much of a delay. Hello?
Well, this is really the last time opinion.
Wow.
You've told me,
Oh, you
sir,
have not given up.
yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, sure. You've told me about a few times now
Have
that I might go drop dead.
No,
But
I didn't say
you
drop
want me
dead.
to drop dead.
No, I don't want you to drop dead. If you try what you are trying to do, that will happen. You will not only drop dead, you will become a dead corpse. I want you to live long and enjoy your stay in Geneva and go back to California and enjoy it more there.
I will. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good evening.
So ciao means, I didn't know that ciao
In our
means drop
language,
dead.
in our language.
In English, in India.
No, Indian Telugu they call it, you see, the chow means drop dead.
Oh, in India?
Yeah.
Wow, great. So, is there any more questions? Then,
Enough, I suppose.
Or remarks? 020 61 62 641 or 020 for Amsterdam 61 62 641. And there's many people chatting and here is a telephone. Yes. Hello.
Good evening.
Yes.
I would like to ask Mr. Krishnamurti, what is the idea about people who say or trying to be enlightened?
You're asking a wrong question. To me, there is no such thing as enlightenment at all. And all those who claim that they are enlightened are fooling themselves and fooling everybody. If there is any such thing as enlightenment, he wouldn't know that he is an enlightened man. Enlightenment is only useful for setting up holy business and making easy money. But now it's not so easy. There is such a tremendous competition in that field. And I'm mighty pleased now that you have so many enlightened people in the Western countries, and they're all going to India and trying to enlighten people in India.
Yeah.
Why are you laughing?
Well, just about the way you handle all those questions. Because that reminds me a little bit about what you're saying, if I may say this to you. In the beginning of the whole conversation, you were talking about people trying to be a wise guy and be smarter than somebody else.
Yes.
But sometimes I have the feeling then, in the way you're talking, you're doing that exactly the way yourself.
Exactly. I practice what I preach others.
Well, okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Anya says, UG has many visions, but ain't say illusions too.
All visions are illusions.
Yes.
Yes, there is no exception.
No exception.
No, you see, instead of admitting the fact that it's also an illusion, you call it a vision.
Yeah, right.
Yes, it's very comforting to think that you have a vision of God, you see.
Yeah, right.
And you walk hand in hand with God.
Yeah.
You see, you know, and now they say that it is possible to convert light into sound and sound into light. You see, so this is sound. It's converted into light.
Hello? Hello?
And you walk hand in hand with God and feel that you are walking hand in hand with God.
Mm-hmm.
This is the most interesting interview
Yeah,
I have ever had.
Yeah, it's great, huh?
Oh my God.
Hello? If you're listening to internet, you cannot phone in. So only when you are listening to the radio, the good old-fashioned radio. Mr. Krishnamurti, why is man eating animals?
Huh? Why is eating animals?
Yes, that somebody asked us on Mr. Rotterdam asked us.
But we all started eating humans.
Yeah.
And we started our lives as cannibals.
Yes.
And suddenly we discovered that it's not fair. And so we switched over to animals.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's very easy. Hello?
Yeah, we start eating animals because we lived in caves and there was ice over our face.
Yes.
That's why we start eating animals.
Yeah, but what is wrong with it?
He's gone.
I don't eat anything.
Do you eat meat?
Nope.
No.
Only human flesh.
Only human flesh.
Yes.
Yeah,
Some
too.
people ask me sometimes, sir, what do you want to have for dinner tonight? I would say it's a soup made out of newborn baby's tongues.
Yeah.
And then once I gave a talk there to the Vegetarian Society in Chicago. And then, of course, I made $100 at that time. And then I used to talk for 45 minutes and threw open the session for question and answers. One woman got up and asked me a question, is it necessary for me to be a vegetarian to pursue my spiritual life? Madam, you can gobble up your next door neighbor's newborn baby and yet pursue your spiritual goals.
She was enlightened, of course.
Yes.
Hallo?
Hallo?
Ja?
Met Anno.
Anno.
Een klein vraagje. Deze man ook kasteel gaat in Brabant.
Wat zeg je?
Ook kasteel gaat in Brabant. Of lezing gegeven in kasteel in Brabant.
No, did you ever give a lecture in a castle in the south?
No, castles, I don't visit them at all. I don't even look at them.
No.
Sorry.
And Anya asks, why put so many energy in illusionary visions?
In what?
Why put so many energy in illusionary visions?
Because you accept the fact that it is an illusion.
Yes.
and you want to believe and fool yourself and others that it is not an illusion,
Yes.
you put in all that energy and try to lift it to a higher and better level
Yeah.
and enjoy the illusions. And that's all.
Yeah. Hello. And why do you want to share your illusions or visions with people at all?
Without sharing, there is no charm in your life. You want to share everything with others.
Yeah.
And you go for a walk and you look at some beautiful face there, a pretty girl, or the bouncing breasts of a girl. You see, you have to share that pleasure with somebody else. You say, look how pretty it is.
Right.
Or sunrises and sunsets.
Yeah.
And so they are no better or worse than these things. At least there is some sensual pleasure here.
Yeah.
But you condemn this and you want to look at sunrises and sunsets
Mhm.
and write poetry and describe them in such poetic, romantic language. But unless you share, there is no pleasure in it. you see.
Right. So sharing is very
Sharing is
important.
part of the pleasure movement. I'm not
Yes.
saying anything against pleasure.
No.
But otherwise, there is no way
Mm-hmm.
you can feel the pleasure.
Yeah.
You have got to share. So when you go for a walk, there is somebody walking by your side. Look, how beautiful
Yeah.
is that sunrise and sunset.
Hello.
That is part
Yeah.
of our pleasure
Charm and
movement.
sex, I don't really see the difference.
What?
Between charm and sex, I don't really see the difference. Krishnamurti just talked to me about a beautiful sexual experience, and he was talking about charm.
Charm.
Can you tell us the difference between charm and sex?
If sex doesn't give you what you expect out of it, you invented a thing called charm, and charming them is one of the parts of your sexual activity. Like, for example, the word love you use is a filthy word. If you don't get what you want out of that sexual relationships you have with others, and you use that word love, I love you, darling, you see?
I love you.
Darling. And if you don't get what you want to get out of that word love, that is to hate. And then you hate that person if you don't get what you want out of that wonderful thing called love. Love is also a four-lettered word invented by us, and that's the last card in the pack of cards you use to get whatever you want to get out of that sexual relationship.
You don't love me anymore.
You can use all kinds of words, sugar bugger, honey bunch, and all kinds of things.
Yeah.
There are so many words, American words,
Charm?
Oh, yeah.
to charm them.
No, that's the question. The question is between charm and sex.
Both are the same.
Okay.
And sex has no charm if there is no charm in that relationship. It's just a fucking, like animals.
Okay?
Thank you.
Okay. Ciao. Yeah, I've lived in Italy for quite a long time, so I'm used to ciao. Ciao, bella.
Ciao means drop dead in our language.
In India.
You know, in
India.
particular language, not in all languages, my language.
Yeah, in your language.
Yeah. It is called the Italian of the East. So
Italian
the
of
whole
the East.
music came out of that language.
Yeah.
Well, we have 4 more minutes.
Yeah, I think we are finished for tonight.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, it was really a great pleasure, I must say.
The pleasure.
Yeah, oh yes. Don't take my pleasure now.
No, I don't want to take it away
It's
from
my
you.
pleasure.
Nor am I going to allow you to take it away from me. All right. Bye-bye. On that note, we say bye-bye.
Yeah, he's even using the word love.
Four-letter.
It was great seeing you again.
Thanks.
And so you're moving now to back to Gstaad?
Yes, but I'm going to America.
Go to America first.
Yeah, and then to China.
To China?
Yes.
How is China doing for you?
My favorite country.
Your favorite country?
Yeah.
I love China too. I don't know why.
Yes, I don't know why, but we all love China.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
what are you doing in China?
Me?
Yeah.
Whatever I'm doing here, I do there. I have a lot of friends there.
You have friends there.
They like me very much.
And you talk with them.
Yeah. Not lectures or any such thing, but
No.
they all come to see me from the university.
From university. You talk English.
They talk English.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Okay, now that's it.
That's it.
So have fun in China, and the next time you're here, we just go on.
All
huh?
right, yes.
Okay.
Let us be more serious than what we have been today.
I think it was pretty serious.
Very serious?
Yeah. But
you think it's a serious... huh?
Huh? Yeah.
What? I have never been
and
so...
most of those radio interviews I don't like,
Yeah,
to sit there so
I have
serious.
never been so frivolous as I am today.
Great. I love to see
You
it that
brought
way.
that out from me. The previous times we were very serious.
Good. It's about time.
I think we said a lot, you see.
Yeah, oh yes,
in the crudest language.
Yeah, in back home language.
Back home. Anyway, thank you, sir, very much.
Yes, thank you very much too. And thanks everyone who is phoning in. And Sidney says here, thank you, Willem and Yuji, and I hope you all enjoyed it. And we have it on tape, and some people phoned me that I missed a little bit, I think, in the first hour, very little, but we might repeat this later on internet or so, whatever. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And I see you later.
Bye bye.
Ciao. Oké, lieve schatten. Het is hoog tijd om te beginnen met gekke werk. En ik neem weer afscheid van jullie. Tot de volgende week. Oké, lieve schatten. En je weet, elke avond wordt er druk gechat op de fanchat op willemderidder.com. En niet slecht om daar eens een keer langs te komen. Oké, ciao. Zo. Hé jong.
Dag, ja, ik mag niks zeggen nu.
Je mag geen, doe niet zo op.
Als ik de tune erin heb, dan ga ik wat zeggen.
Ja, dan is dat te laat. Je hebt al wat gezegd.
There is nothing wrong with your television set. Do not attempt to adjust the picture. We are controlling transmission. If we wish to make it louder, we will bring up the volume. If we wish to make it softer, we will tune it to a whisper. We will control the horizontal. We will control the vertical.